Hello friends, welcome to my channel Escape to Create. I'm Michelle and I'm here to show you my newest journal that I made for a friend of mine. I did not make this journal, so I purchased this journal from Junk Book Moji Art, and she was new on Etsy when I purchased it. I was actually her first customer. So it was really sweet. It came from the Ukraine. She was super sweet. I loved it. And I thought, well, how cool is this to buy a journal? And people always say, well, what do you do with them? Well, we make them our own and we add stuff into it. So what I did for this, with this for my friend, is I kind of added some of my own touches to it to kind of make it from me, but the base of it is not mine. The papers are not mine. Most of the embellishments are. So I wanted to show this to you. She did an amazing job on this cover. It is so put together. It is not going to fall apart. I just love everything that she did. It's really great. And she did this just button closure here. I don't know how big it is. It's a good size. It's about 4 1/4 by 8 3/4, roughly. So good size journal. I did kind of gator mouth it a little bit. I added all this fluff. I didn't want to add too much because it is going to go in the kitchen. My friend wanted something that she could put her recipes in to pass down to her family. So this is what I made her. And some of this can come out. I added a bunch of stuff in here that she could take out, but I created this little tag from a vintage cookbook. I love it. Before you start, do this. And you know the things. Read the recipe, gather your ingredients, all the things. This pocket was already here. This is a cluster that I put on the first page. And I added this pocket. And then I get these eggs that always give you this little newspaper. It tells you your bird of the month. Spry Susie is the bird of the month. So I added that in there just for funs. And then I have some vintage, or I got a scrapbook that has a whole bunch of little food labels in it. So I put that in there. But I love how this is all, I'm assuming since this came from the Ukraine, this is Ukrainian. And I love that aspect of it, that we have all this writing in another language is fabulous. So she added all these pages here. I thought, what a great place to write a recipe here. So I didn't do anything to a lot of these pages because it's such great writing space, and the whole point is to write the recipes in here. She can add cards, but I added this. She can add cards. Here's where I added, and it might make it kind of fat, so I didn't want to take away from the writing space at all. I added this carnation as a writing space. I added this cluster here. I added this pocket with the flip up to make some little notes. And in here, I just put some blank paper to write on and a little extra embellishment she can decorate with if she wants to. So all these pages, she did this. She made the pockets here. I added a little note for Amy, my friend Amy. I love this, just between us girls. And then I, of course, embellished here a little bit with some kitchen quotes. And just fabulous writing space. You can see where I embellished here. Little sticker. This was already done. So, a little doily. So much writing space on both sides here. I added this little pocket that also came out of a vintage cookbook. I added some index cards and just a place that she can journal on the back here from other kits I used. Shoot, I can't remember the kits I used. I'll try to remember those. I don't know if I can link yet. I put in did the thing on YouTube to be able to link. So if I did, I will link the kits. I found this in one of my vintage magazines, vintage magazines. So I just thought it was fun to have this. She can decorate with it. She can pull it out. Keep it in there for all the feels. That's what I do. I love this kind of stuff. And just a piece of paper she can write on. Little pocket. I mean, this is a Chili's bag. When you go to Chili's, you get these bags with your silverware in it, and I think they're so fabulous. This was already done. Also already done. I just added a little cluster here with some vintage looking Tupperware or mixing bowls, maybe the Pyrex mixing bowls. All this she did. So I'll just kind of point out what I added Here I added just a little another Parker House rolls. I love this with the little holes in it. It can become a writing place or whatever. This is an old recipe from a cookbook for whole wheat bread. This was a little cute tuck spot, so I just stuck it in there. And then I added this cluster here just to give some interest to this page because it was so busy. I created this, I made this page into a pocket. So I basically backed it with cookbook, and then I added in here, this is off the back of a cookbook, and I cut it out and made it into a little recipe card. And then I stuck some index cards in here. Just added everything here. Like it's very eclectic. I went with the vintage, you know, kind of old 1950s look. I loved it, so that's what I used. This was kind of cool just for a little, you can write a recipe on the back of that, plus put a recipe here, plus put a recipe here. Lots of space. This was a cute book I got, and I thought this was just adorable. Hot buns and muffins there. And then on the back, menu for dinner at 8. I think I'll actually do it like this. Here I just made, this page seemed unfinished to me because it just had the two pages together, and you could see the gaps. So I created this cluster on here, and then I added a little index card and then just a piece of writing paper that she can add something to here. So added that just for a little bit more of a completed look there. And then I added these pockets, stuck a few little things here, some more little old labels that I backed, and she can put them in here to decorate, a little farmer's market sticker. Some more recipes from her cookbook, from the girl I got this from's cookbook. Just a little flip out here. I gessoed the back, can rewrite on here. And then all this beautiful paper to write on, just so much space. This is gonna, there's another pocket here. Just stick something in there. Remind me to add something. This is another little old cookbook piece I had from Betty Crocker for Apple Dumpling Supreme. I just thought it was adorable. Had to go in here. Just more and more writing space. Here's a little, this looks very Nancy Drew-ish to me. I feel like she's doing a mystery cooking. Lots more writing space, so much. It is incredible how much writing space is here. I made this into a writing space because the paper was so busy, so I just made it into a writing space. Here's another little just journal card that I made. More and more and more writing space here. I added some of this tatting, is that what it's called? No, I forget what it's called. I don't know. And a little cluster here. This was really neat. It was an old, like a label for peas. Wilt resistant peas in a little pocket for Christmas plum pudding. And just more and more journal space. I added some texture here for her. I know my friend loves all the little things to do and interact, so I wanted to give her something. This is from an old, it looked like an old, it was pretty big, so I think it's a towel, but it's a little thinner than a tea towel, so maybe just a little decorative towel with some embroidery on it. I thought it was beautiful. Here's another one of those pages where I just needed to finish it out, so I created that with a little quote on there. And then just more and more writing space. Tons and tons. Here I just added a little journal card that I sewed and another little card for journaling. These can essentially become little recipe cards if she wanted to. This I just added a little tab for fun. I did an envelope here and I made another little recipe card that she can write on. So there's that. I love this picture. And then I finished it off here. And I think that pretty much is it. Here I added another big old sheet of old paper for Bisquick, just for, again, fun and interest. Put it in like that. And then here I made a little mini book. It's got some recipes in the middle, but Jello Book of Surprises. And then I also created a traditions book for her that will go in there. So I wrote traditions. I stamped this kind of like the kids did it with her, so that it could be like a family affair. And then a messy kitchen is a sign of happiness. And I did put a few little extra things back here, but thought I can write, you know, what are our traditions, holiday traditions, birthday traditions, family traditions, all the things. So I created that for her too. And then here, excuse me for leaving, I also made a little, this was for a challenge, and I made it with some recipe paper, so it will go with this, and maybe it can become a little, you know, writing list or grocery list for her. So, and then I have all the little extra ephemeras that I didn't use in here that I will give her to go with that. So I think it's going to be a really great gift, and I hope it's something that she will use to pass down her recipes to her children and beyond. Anyway, thanks for stopping by. Please like this video, and I would appreciate if you'd subscribe to my channel while you're here, and we'll see you next time.